In this video, we talk about this agentic AI in detail, modern AI tech stack, system of records, system of intelligence, what is a vector, vector representation, vector embedding, the magic semantic search, popular vector databases, and this channel's video content flow. Welcome to Hustle with AI. What are the videos I am doing in this channel is to help businesses to take precautions or the right steps in adopting AI into their businesses. These videos are meant for people who are new to AI and who wants to understand how to use AI into their businesses, like say business owners, decision makers, AI enthusiasts. It also helps students who are trying to understand the practical use cases of AI in the businesses, which can also help in taking their career paths. Coming to my videos content flow, they're planned in in this following segments sequentially. Like say starting with AI foundation, just to understand the AI jargons, concepts, business strategies, and architecture, followed by industry specific solutions, for example, retail services, manufacturing, healthcare, real estate, followed by implementation and technical flows, then challenges in governance and the future landscape of the AI. To understand exactly where we are in the journey of this video's content flow, we are still in the foundation segment, in the AI foundations, where already these first five videos is already available on my YouTube channel. AI readiness assessment, data cleansing in AI, identify friction in your business, upgrade from talker to doer, basically upgrade from Gen AI to agentic AI. SLM versus LLM, basically it is small language model versus large language model. These are already covered. Currently we are talking about modern AI tech stack. Modern AI tech stack is a very essential video before jumping into adopting AI or implementing AI, before adapting it into the business. This is a very essential thing to understand the inner workings of the AI. So let's go back to the same video content flow where we are currently in the first segment, which is Foundations AI. After completing this, then we'll move on to the other ones like industry specific solutions, implementations, and so on. So I try to cover not only concepts, tools, use cases, I also try to cover the costs involved wherever applicable so that it gives a good clarity while taking any decision about adopting AI in the business. Okay, here we are talking about three important parts are the internal working of AI, which is currently agentic AI, and it is a agentic era. So this is the diagram which depicts how agentic AI works or a digital worker works. So we want to go a little more deeper and understanding this in little more detail. We can think of this into three different segments. One is the center, which we can see the brain, which we can call it as a memory, and we have hands, multiple hands here in the right side, which is C. Connected. This brain is connected to CRM, your other systems like ERP systems, databases, your mobile, your camera, and everything, and that is connected to API. So we're going to talk about this. We can call it as hand. We're going to talk about the memory and hand. So this is the one part, and most critical part is how exactly it is working. The nervous system. In a broad sense, we call it as memory, hands, and nervous system. We're going to discuss each one of them in detail. It is also called as orchestration, how this memory and the hands work together to work as a digital worker. Let's go to the next slide. Systems of record. Most of the organizations till 2020, 2022, where AI started becoming very popular after that, till then, organization data or business data were majorly stored in structured databases. I think very basic example, any even retail person is using is a Excel sheet where all the data is kept in rows and columns. Let's say, for example, in an Excel sheet, we have put lot of comments of the customers about the product or about the service. One of the customers is saying, I'm disappointed with the service. Another person is saying, I'm unhappy with the service. I'm very angry that I didn't get the service in time. So all these three are unhappy, dissatisfied customers where you have to take a certain action. But when you have to search all these three together, it was challenging to search all these three together because when you do a search in Excel, you can search disappointed, so you will get only one record. If you search angry, you will get only one. So this was the problem which people started facing when they started having huge amount of data. So the solution to that was semantic search or the meaning search. Meaning search is where you categorize all these three of them as disappointed, and when you search for disappointed, all three records will come together for you. This is just an overall idea about what was missing in the organization data and how the advancement in AI solved these kind of problems. Let's go to the next slide. Next comes to systems of intelligence. Like say you have 80 to 90% of enterprise knowledge is logged in unstructured formats like PDF, emails, videos, and all. If you created any manuals, or if you created video tutorials or video manuals, and you created a lot of PDFs and then policy documents, all are available in a, we can call it as a dark data because it is not easily consumable. It cannot be easily analyzed. So solution is to convert these into meaningful data, which can be easily searched or which can be utilized for analysis. So that was the solution which was required. Solution is vector. What is vector? If we read it here, it is like vectors turn words into numbers, coordinates in high dimensional space. Similar concepts are clustered together mathematically while different ones are far apart, allowing computers to understand relationships and meaning. With this explanation, it's difficult to understand. So let's try to get into the next slide to give little more clarity concept how exactly the concept of vector works. Like say this is a vector representation. As I explained earlier, like say one example where disappointed, angry customer, disappointed customer, unhappy customer. All three meanings are same. So grouping it together based on the words is what we are trying to achieve here. We're trying to understand here. For example, you have Apple, which is a food, which is Apple, which is a company, Microsoft is a company, and Tiger is a wildlife. So, how the meaning are stored is though the spelling is Apple and Apple spelling is same, but when you look at the coordinates, the numeric coordinates, what we are talking, this is only for understanding purpose. This is not exactly how vectors are created or how exactly vectors are stored. Now, apple food is a fruit, so it is tick calories. Yeah, it has associated with calories, so some numbers is given. Company, it is not at all. In Apple, company is tick, revenue is high. Microsoft, company is tick, revenue is high. Tiger, only wild is ticked, rest are not. So, with this, what we understand very clearly is Apple and Microsoft, they are more near. Like, say, if we go to the previous slide, it is mentioned vector turns words into numbers in high dimensional space. Similar concepts are clustered together mathematically, while different ones are far up. So these two are similar cluster. Like say Apple and Microsoft are similar cluster, we can understand. Both are ticked here and ticked here. Both are looking similar. The coordinates looking similar. So they are put nearby in this space, in the vector space, what we are talking. So this is again imaginary vector diagram, which we can imagine because it's a multi-dimensional database where human brain will not be able to visualize this vector database what is being talked about. So with this Apple company and Microsoft will be nearby clusters or near to each other on this vector database, whereas Apple and Tiger will be at a different place. Let's understand vector embeddings. Basically, these are how exactly they are stored in vector database. The embeddings are created by AI system only. They create their own embeddings with their AI algorithms. This is just giving some example of how embeddings are done. Like say, each word or sentence is categorized based on whether it is biological versus artificial or edible versus non-edible, corporate, economic, living, being, natural or wild, so on. If we take apple as a fruit as example, it is given higher weightage on editable, higher weightage on like say nutrition and health, whereas Apple as a company is the weightage is given on corporate or economic, commercial scale, and stuff like that. These are actually the dimensions, multiple, the many dimensions which are created for each word or a sentence, and this is how they are stored in the vector database. For example, in Edge systems, Edge AI systems, there are 384 embeddings, 384 dimensions will be there for each word or a statement or the piece of chunk. 768 dimensions. Actually, there are standard industry default standard for RAG and SERG, which is actually 1536 dimensions. So that's why the diagram is given like this, where it's difficult to visualize by a human brain how exactly it is stored. Each word or a statement or a chunk contains 1536 dimensions. They're stored based on the meaning of the chunk together. That is how the data is stored in vector database. So let's go to the next slide. So here are some of the popular vector databases available. We have Pinecone, Milvus, Wavelet, Quadrant, PG Vector. I think we just have to know some names as of now. When we get into details, like when we are adapting with a particular retail or particular domain for a particular business, then we can go a little more detail and try to see which is suitable, which is the vector which is suitable for the business. So the basic things are like, say, Pinecone is a leader which is managed. This Milvus is an open source leader. This is a hybrid champion performance specialist. I think video is getting very lengthy. Let's do the next part, which is the hands or the API part in the next video. I hope this video gives clear idea on how data is structured or saved based on the meaning so that it's easy to retrieve based on the meaning or on the context. I hope it gives clear clarity about how agentic AI works or a digital worker works based on the conditions we have set and the controls we have. Thank you.